This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
Attack and dominate on a Friday. I'm Tito, Jeff Thitoff. To my right, it's Isaiah. His last day on this 1 week grind before he goes out camping like Ted Kaczynski. Let's hope it's a better ending. And then to my left, the award-winning Bobby Carpenter. Bob, your chair's a little higher today. Is that by design?
I'm just grateful to the great citizens of the city of Columbus and Columbus Monthly putting together a little poll. And, when you're taking down radio legends, you feel pretty good about that. I mean, there was just Rothman was up there, common man. Rothman basically groomed me in this industry.
Don't say groom, Bob.
It was. I was with him for 5 years.
You can't say groom anymore.
I mean, I hear the common man's a Central Ohio radio legend. So good. I mean, that's a pretty big deal. I feel good about it. Like it's a fan voting. It's like the People's Choice Awards.
You're right. This is not like some fake Oscars thing where it's like you got to pay for your awards.
Yeah, the committee and nobody knows how it's compiled and all this different stuff.
You had no idea.
No, it was sent to me.
Right. It's like you didn't have ahead of time, hey, vote for me. You didn't put any kind of campaign out there.
No.
Which some
I didn't
people,
even know the campaign was going on.
I'm saying people though, when an Oscars they come out, then people start campaigning. Oh, this should be an Oscars thing, and they start Heisman, right? Like this year, Ohio State will be pimping Jeremiah Smith and Julian Sayin for the Heisman. They'll put out Heisman campaigns. There was no Carp campaign.
No, there wasn't. It was unknown. It was happening. So feel pretty good. Feel even better about it.
So this is for they do this every year, correct?
I assume so.
Okay, let's say it's every year. They do it every year. And now it's announced. So what period of time do you think this covered?
Probably the last year. I don't know.
Okay, so
We do it every year, I'm guessing.
Let's say today is June, Mr. History, 19th today?
Yeah.
Okay. So June 19th, 2025 to June 19th, 2026. It probably got covered earlier than that because they have to tally votes. Let's say it's May 1st.
Do you think this is 1940?
It might be, Bob. I'm saying let's say it covers May 1st, 2025 to May 1st, 2026.
That sounds realistic.
Okay, let's say it's that. Who has been your co-host for most of that time?
I knew it was coming back.
No, I'm just asking. I'm just asking a question. No. It feels like
Tito's starting his campaign.
No, I'm not starting a campaign. I'm not worthy of any awards. I agree with that. I'm just saying, though, in the home run derby, there's a pitcher and a hitter.
Yeah.
If the pitcher throws every ball way outside to where the guy can't hit it, that guy's not going to win the home run derby. Fair?
Yeah.
In Top Gun, if your wingman dies, it's going to affect your ability to be the best pilot.
Sure.
Okay. Do I get any credit for this?
You might. I mean, sometimes it might be the ability to overcome the situation.
Isaiah's nodding his head. That
kind of like
bothers me.
Joe Burrow last season.
Yeah, like Joe Burrow. You're not a big
Zach. Playoffs.
Well,
he was up for MVP.
He was up for MVP, and people might argue whether Zach Taylor's the best coach or not. So sometimes you have to overcome your situation. So thank you for putting me in a situation that might be a little adverse and allows me to overcome that.
Whatever it is, I played a role.
And that, you know what? That is true. All the world's a stage, and all the Thitoffs are merely players.
I did send text messages to both Common Man and Rothman and told them, suck on it. We win.
Is that real? I'm going to need to see those.
Okay. I didn't, but I thought about it. Okay. I've thought about it.
All right, listen, if you're going to make statements, I told you, I'm going to check receipts.
I know you are. Big show lineup for you today. Morning Juice sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin. 2 full hours here on YouTube, the Fan app, Twitter, Facebook. Catch the show 10 a.m. to noon on 10 TV Plus. Download the podcast anywhere you get your audio. The whole thing, by the way, the Isaiah nod, Bob, was a bit obnoxious. I could see it out of the corner of my eye. And so, but it's okay. It's his last day. I'm going to let it slide. AJ Hawk joins us 7:40 for the best way to end a work week here. Reds and Yankees play tonight at 7:05 in New York. Reds were off yesterday. Guardians over Milwaukee 4-2. Guards are in Houston tonight at 8:10. Group stage, Bob. USA Australia 3 o'clock today. Will you be on the road, or will you be watching it, or will you be doing both? Because I know you watch stuff when you're on the road.
So the goal, well, yeah, I'm going to watch all Team USA. My goal is to try to be in Maryland at our hotel by 3. If I'm running a little shy, I may try to pull off and find some sort of restaurant/bar to sit there and enjoy 2 hours watching that game.
In your car, is it you and one child, or is it you and a gaggle of children?
No, it's just me and Cullen.
Okay. My favorite Carpenter, by the way, Cullen. Your mom's second. No offense to Your Highness, but and then after that, I don't know who third would be. Probably Courtney. Anyway, not that it matters. Yesterday in the World Cup in the group stage.
She's my favorite.
Who is Courtney?
Yeah.
I never thought, Bob, you would do that.
Why?
Well, I'm just saying, like, you say it on the air like that because she's not listening.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't ingest any of my media stuff anymore. There was a time. Time is over.
There was time she listened. Czechia tied South Africa 1-1. Is Czechia different than Czechoslovakia? Have we determined that or not? Do we know?
Wait, Czechia?
Yeah, is Czechia different than Czechoslovakia?
Well, I think it's the Czech Republic now and Slovakia, so maybe that's the Czechia.
So is Czechia different then, I guess?
I think it's the Czech Republic, possibly. Or are you talking about Chechnya?
Whatever it is. I don't know. That's CZ.
Well, hold on. There's
okay. Who played yesterday? Okay, so am I saying it wrong?
Well, if there's Chechnya, and then there's there was Czechoslovakia. It's the Czech Republic and Slovakia now, if I'm still correct in that.
Our
Czech
producer
Republic is the short form of that is Czechia.
So it is them.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Czechia. Okay.
Well, Bob, this stuff ticks me off
So
when
it's
they
not
do this.
Czechoslovakia. Why? Because they split
We've got Dr. Congo, Congo Doctor, all this stuff. It's like, let's
the
just.
Democratic Republic of the Congo. They've split countries that were all pieced together at one point in time.
Right.
Usually during the feudal era, and it was for different reasons. And then the Soviet Union held some of it together. And when that's why they broke up Yugoslavia into 5 different countries. That's why they split Czechoslovakia into Czech Republic and Slovakia. Because there were different ethnic groups and people groups. They wanted to be independent.
So that was a 1-1 draw with South Africa. I know they are. That's where Ernie Els is from, Bob. And also Gary Player.
Gary Player?
Yes.
I'd go watch him.
You go watch him. Switzerland wins 4-1. Who'd they beat? The producer? Bosnia Herzegovina. Is it an A at the end or a C? Herzegovina?
It's Herzegovina.
Okay.
I believe.
4-1. I tried to put it on Isaiah to pronounce it so I wouldn't have to. Canada over Qatar. Not Qatar. Not Qatar. Qatar. 6-0. Mexico over South Korea 1-0 there. U.S.
Mexico, I was watching that game last night before I went to bed. It was a pretty good one.
I continue to watch World Cup, Bob. I continue to do it, and I'm not sure why I do. I never watched this much World Cup soccer.
Well, it's in America.
I know, but still.
Watching the Fox coverage yesterday down at the wharf in Seattle in between games was awesome. It looked great. I mean, I've been to Seattle 3 times for games, and 2 of them have been pretty nice. One was kind of drizzly and rainy like you would expect, but the nice days like that, it's awesome. It's beautiful out there.
U.S. Open, they had a fog delay yesterday, so round 1 was not completed. They're going to figure that out today and get more of that going. But the big news for me was Jason Day, one of our favorite golfers. He's not a meteorologist, not an Ohio boy, but he lives he has a residence here.
I think he's quickly becoming an Ohio boy.
He doesn't know the weather. By the way, whether or not he'll play, that's been decided because he withdrew yesterday after 10 holes. He was +7 after 10, had a back injury. You could see it wasn't like one of those players who starts off poorly and then withdraws with fake injury. You could see he was really struggling. Injury. No, Bob, just see it's a guy sometimes like in the second round when he knows he's not going to make the cut might say, "Oh, it's my ankle," or whatever, and I can't play anymore. This was legit for Jason Day. I'm not trying to call other golfers out.
Dr. Thitoff.
Well, Congo DR Thitoff, whatever you want to say. But anyway, that's all from the U.S. Open yesterday. We will, I'm sure, dive into more of that. Well, not this show, we won't, but on Monday we will dissect who wins that thing. Are you rooting for somebody to win the U.S. Open, or you just want to see the drama?
When Rory was 3 under, I felt really good. I watched him bang that 20-foot putt. The thing is, it is crazy out there. I was watching some of it yesterday, and between that and the World Cup, I mean, you couldn't have 2 different advantages of the United States. I mean, it looked like England and looked like the British Open. And I've played the Sewanee Club, which is about 5 miles east of JFK, right there on the water.
Right.
And it was crazy windy. It was spitting at you the whole time. I'm like, who would want to belong here? This is terrible. It's a beautiful course. It's a beautiful clubhouse, but it felt like you were playing in England.
Bob, it's like it's middle of June, late June now. And guys are out there in winter gear.
Yeah, because it was a high of 71. And they're like, why are they wearing that? Because I'm like, it's precipitating on you and it's a 20-mile-an-hour wind. So 70 doesn't feel that good when you're getting rained on and it's cold and it's windy.
All right, Bob. By the way, you've already made me smarter with the whole Czechia thing and the Bosnia-Herzegovina thing. Anyway, make me smarter more.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
This is why you win awards, because you make me smarter, Bob.
Well, maybe people like this.
They do.
I've been told people don't like it, but either way.
Former.
This date, Friday, June 19th, 170th day of the year, 195 remaining, and we're getting ever so close to the 4th of July and the 250-year anniversary of the founding of our country. This date, 1862, Abraham Lincoln signs the Territorial Slavery Act, eliminating slavery in all U.S. territories. 1865, 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, the final slaves are freed in Galveston, Texas. 1910, the first Father's Day is celebrated in Spokane, Washington. How about that?
Yeah.
1934, the FCC is created. 1943, the Philadelphia Eagles and Pittsburgh Steelers merged for a year.
Steagles.
Why do you have to yell it so loud?
I backed away before I yelled at Bob because I was excited to know it.
It's piercing.
Piercing. It's piercing.
I'm the one giving the do you feel good because you can jump in and add something in here?
Yeah, I do, Bobby.
No,
I do.
You didn't. You leaned in.
I backed up and I said Steagles.
No, it's okay. Merge for a short duration during World War II. And in 1955, Mickey Mantle hits his 100th home run.
The big Yankee crowd roaring now for some action. There's a high drive, hits a deep right, and forget about it. It is done. The ball game's over.
I mean, I always feel like the old school, and it's like that for Ohio State clips. It's like the commentators like sitting in the stands. You can hear the roar of the crowd so loud. It's all like it's really awesome to hear.
It makes it sound like every single play is the greatest play of
Yes.
all time.
Like you can hear the crowd, and it's high fly. Like the crowd's on their feet already. It's like he's sitting there. It reminds me of what's his name? Who's the tall dude who plays for Oklahoma City? Who was at Gonzaga?
Chet Holmgren?
Chet Holmgren's dad, who used to film the games in college, like from the side. I'm like, dude, is this where the commentator is? Just right there, people all around him. This date, 1971, Carole King's Tapestry hits number 1.
Golden hanging from a tree, and his hand came down empty.
Carole King with an E at the end, right?
I believe so.
I think so, yeah.
That's at least what it showed me.
K-roll.
This is a big day for some hitting. This date, 1973, both Willie Davis and Pete Rose hit their 2,000th career hit.
I'm happy to look in the camera now and say I never bet on baseball, and I never bet on Cincinnati Red baseball.
Right. That's right.
That's a lie, Bob.
Well, maybe, but it seemed true at the time.
God, I love Pete Rose. Yeah, whatever.
He's looking down on us.
I loved him. Is he?
From the big slot machine in the sky.
Is he?
Never. But listen, I believe Pete Rose, his character arc, at the end of his life, he seemed like a guy that had, I don't want to say what was in his heart, but he seemed fairly redemptive about what happened.
If we had control of the poll, that'd be the poll question today. Is Pete Rose in heaven?
It's a good question.
Or is he in Iowa?
Who knows? I think he faked his death.
No, I'm saying it could be in Iowa like his Field of Dreams.
Just so he could get in the Hall of Fame and then come back and be like, haha, I told you so.
I still think Bob, I still contend, I bet he recorded a Hall of Fame acceptance speech.
That would be beautiful.
I hope he did.
This day, 1985, Reggie Jackson hits his 513th home run.
Overrated. Good.
To bring him to 10th all-time on the home run list.
Reggie Jackson. Long drive right field. It is goodbye.
It sounded like Keith Jackson almost. I don't think it was, but
Keith Jackson might have been in there.
Did he used to call baseball?
He used to call baseball, yeah. They used to call Monday Night Baseball. He would call that for a while.
Play that one more time.
Do it again.
Reggie Jackson.
Yep.
That is
him.
him.
That's him. Yep. That's him.
How about that? How about that recognition right
Good
there?
recall.
You know.
Yeah, he called Monday Night Baseball for a while. It was him, and it was Cosell. Sometimes Al Michaels would dabble in there.
Oh,
but yeah.
there you go. O.J. Simpson come and help call that?
I don't think O.J. did. I think O.J. was busy doing other things. I got to tell you about that off the air.
This day, 1992, Evander Holyfield beats Larry Holmes in 12 for the heavyweight championship of the world.
And still, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Evander, the real deal, Holyfield.
Evander, the real deal, Holyfield. I like that. And then in 2010, Katy Perry hitting #1 with California Girls.
Was that Gurlz in the song?
No, I don't think so.
It wasn't? I thought Isaiah.
I think it was just regular spelling.
Then what was the Gurlz video or song I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna look at it.
It's Gurls. No Z.
Okay, there was a Z in some song.
It's girls with a U, but not girls with a Z.
Okay.
So you're halfway.
Half right, yeah.
Half right, that's fine.
Halfway home. Some birthdays today. The Iron Horse, born on this date, 1903, Mr. Lou Gehrig.
In Yankee Stadium, touched to tears by the tribute, Gehrig made his last public appearance.
For the past 2 weeks, you've been reading about a bad rag. Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. When you look around, wouldn't you consider it privilege to associate yourself with such a fine-looking man as is standing in uniform in this ballpark today?
Lou Gehrig, better public speaker than Winston Churchill, based on what I've learned in the last few weeks with you.
I don't know. Winston Churchill's finest hour speech was pretty legit.
I don't know, Bob. We heard his other, it just seemed choppy. Lou Gehrig seemed much more confident than Winston Churchill.
All right.
Snoop Dogg did Those Girls, Gurlz.
There you go. Turning 76 today, the leader of Heart, Miss Ann Phillips.
Wilson.
You recognize her? Yeah, Ann Wilson. Sorry, not Phillips. Ann Wilson.
And Nancy Wilson. Nancy's the hotter one.
Yes.
The blonde who played guitar.
I did recognize Barracuda.
Yes, as soon as you heard that.
Yeah.
Mark DeBarge turning 67 today, one of the members of El DeBarge. There we go. Mr. Brian McBride, Captain Crew, the 6th most goals for the U.S. men's national team, turning 54 today.
Via their league position, and it opens up here for Everton, and they have taken the lead. And what a start for Brian McBride. An incredible story. The American international, who's only just arrived.
Brian McBride, the American international, Everton, which is amazing. I didn't realize that's where he played when he left here. Awesome. Goodness. Robin Tooney, turning 54 today, of the Kraft and Encino Man fame. Dirk Nowitzki turning 48 today.
The Dallas Maverick fans starting to celebrate. Nowitzki, left hand, lays it in, and it's 103.92, and that should do it for the Dallas Mavericks.
Turning 43 today, the singer Macklemore.
I'm gonna pop some tags, only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up.
That's a great cutoff there.
This is awesome. Some passings today. Ethel and Julius Rosenberg passed away. They were executed.
That's what was it? Like Fire Squad?
Like your family. You're down the street. The Russian spies.
No, Bob. Listen, I told you my daughter also went to a pool party at the end of the school year with another Russian family, like a second one. And I'm wondering now if I'm on a list.
Oh, for sure you are.
You think I'm on a list? Daughter's two best friends.
Russian spies? Yeah, for sure.
Not Russian.
How do we know they're not spies?
They might be, Bob. I'm just saying. Do you think I'm on a list?
I think you're probably on a lot of lists.
Even before that.
Say a couple.
That's fine. Okay. I say he can't get out of here fast enough. I don't even want Bodie back. I need fresh blood. I need someone new. No, I'm just saying because they both have preconceived. You know what it is, Bob? I'm being profiled.
I guess his biggest fault might be he's too giving.
There you go. I love that. Firing squad got them in 53. This date, 1986, tough day for Bodie. Len Bias of the Celtics passed away.
Ooh,
okay.
Don't have the Glenn.
Let me tell you this.
Darn it.
No, listen.
Twice this week.
It's one of my.
It's Len with
Len.
L.
Okay, one of the worst days of my life. As a Celtics fan, also, Len Bias. If he would have not done what he did when he did it, the Celtics would have won at least 2 more world championships with that team, and Larry Bird would have played an additional 2 or 3 years in his career. It was Len Bias comes in. It was genius by Red Auerbach the way he did all of this to get to that point. And the fact that the
Celtics they won the title. They just won it.
Yes.
And then they somehow had the number 1 overall pick.
Number 2 pick.
The number 2.
Yes, they had the number 2 pick. And so
how does that even work?
Bob,
Nobody knows.
It's amazing the fact that he would have been such an addition to that team, and it would have been. It is one of the biggest what ifs in sports history for me. Is that one the Len Bias? What if he had not done what he did that night? And there's a lot of reports that and you look at the 30 for 30, all these different things about Bias, and if he was not like somebody who was known as somebody who did those kinds of things, he did it that night, cost him his life, and it's awful. As a sports fan, it really pissed me off.
That's good. I'm glad it made you mad. His family was probably more upset than you.
No, I know, Bob. I know.
They lost a son, brother. I mean,
right?
Nephew.
I know, but
it's okay. The Celtics didn't get a great player.
Could have been.
That's okay.
All
right. I'm sure you're still grieving the same way his.
It's
family
been 40 years,
today.
Bob. It hurts me.
I'm sure it hurts them. Maybe a little more.
Yeah.
Manute Bol, one of the tallest men in the world, passing away on this date, 2010. Some holidays observances. It's Emancipation Day in the state of Texas. It is National Martini Day, National Eat an Oreo Day. How about that? World Sickle Cell Day as well. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date, Friday, June 19th, 170th day of the year, 195 days remaining this 2026.
And in 1990 on this day, Bob, Little Italy was born. Little Italy, famous for calling, on the Ask AJ segment, wanted marital advice from AJ. We were out at Ohio State, I believe, right? When that happened, when he asked, he was getting married, and I think AJ, his advice was, make sure she's the right one. That was his marital advice. Like, hey, just make sure. You know what I mean?
Well,
that was great advice.
It's pretty good advice.
It's great advice, Bob. But Little Italy,
like avoid the clap, Jimmy Dugan. It's good advice.
Little Italy, though. Anyway, so that's that's this date in history, Bob. Well done as always, General. Coming up next, I think something, Bob, that is going on that has happened. Another thing in college athletics that cleared a hurdle. We'll talk about that. Is it good or bad? That's next. Morning Juice.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief. Regenerative treatments help repair damaged tissue. No surgery, downtime, or steroids.
So after I got done playing football, I still like to work out, go do all of the activities that I love so much. And unfortunately, I started having a little bit of pain in my knee. That's when I went and saw my friends at QC Kinetics. We were able to go in there, get the consultation, get treated, and now my knees, well, they're as good as new.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. Better starts here.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
We have a desire and passion for great customer service. Every detail is important to us. From your first phone call to the end of the project, Newman is here to help you every step of the way. We're here to educate you so you understand what's happening with your roof. We're in your corner to help you be confident in your decision. After all, when your name is on it, it just means more. We are Newman.
Since 1969, Germain Toyota of Columbus has been delivering an exceptional experience to Central Ohio drivers. Whether it's versatile SUVs, stylish trucks, or efficient hybrids, Germain Toyota has a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at customer-friendly rates, backed by 2 years of maintenance with Toyota Care and same-day service from our trusted team of technicians. Experience the difference with every drive at Germain Toyota of Columbus.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, ooh, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
Everybody thinks they're a great driver, and Outlaw Motor Speedway gives you a chance to prove it. Experience professional racing simulators, full motion rigs, and some of the world's most iconic tracks right here in Grandview. Race your friends, join the league, or bring the entire office out for an unforgettable corporate event. And when the checkered flag drops, keep the night going with great drinks and food right here or next door with the Gave and Ride. Then climb back in the driver's seat and see who has what it takes. Don't miss out. Book your race today. OutlawSimRacing.com.
Delaware County Veteran Services is a county office that faithfully assists veterans of Delaware County. Although not the Department of Veterans Affairs, we help veterans and their dependents navigate through the process of applying for benefits administered by the VA, and we provide transportation to VA medical facilities. So if you're a military veteran or a spouse of a veteran, schedule your appointment today. A wide range of VA and local benefits may be available to you. Delaware County Veteran Services, conveniently located in the historic courthouse in Delaware.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right, Bobby, Tito, Isaiah. We are here on Morning Juice. And, Bob, yesterday the Bipartisan Protect College Sports Act cleared the Senate committee 19-9. The first time a college sports reform bill has advanced this far in the Senate. And we've got a potential floor vote.
The thing has been amended to hell, and I'm not sure it's going to pass, and I really don't want it to pass in its current state.
Okay, why don't you want it to pass?
There's so many different things that have been added into it now.
Mm-hmm.
Did you read up and see all the different
I did see all there's a lot of different things in there,
and
yes.
There's people, senators from Montana and New Hampshire, like places that don't even have really any high level of college athletics that have just jammed things in here, and I'm trying to figure out like why. And it's really to protect this or protect that. And I'm like, well, I don't know if that's actually what's best. And here's the reality. The Big Ten and SEC are not in favor of this. And they probably, I'm guessing, hold 30 to 40 senators within their states. And especially in some of those states that, I mean, if there's ADs and people picking up the phone and calling their legislation, their senators saying this is not going to be good for us, they're probably not getting people to be able to vote for it.
Who do you have more faith in doing what's right for college athletics?
I don't think this bill is right after reading it and seeing what it is.
Okay, so I'm saying, like, do you have more faith in
There's so much crap in it now.
The government or the Big Ten and SEC?
Government's never the answer.
Okay, so you think Big Ten and SEC has a better...
Tell me one thing the government does really well.
Bob, I don't think... I'm with you, Bob. I'm just asking you, so you believe, though, that... And I'm of this belief, that I would rather trust the Big Ten and SEC conglomeration over the government on what's best for college athletics. Would you agree with that?
Here's the problem, is everybody in this has their own self-interest in mind.
Yeah.
And they want to try to, like, flatten it out, and they've move the hurdles from where people can have a say. In the reality, like, it shouldn't be that one of the centers, shouldn't just be the richest schools with the most money that make the decisions. That's how the world works, okay? Mm-hmm. And so this is the problem, how we got to where we are right now, is because they could never get anything done because D3 schools wouldn't agree with stuff that Division I schools want to do.
Which is fair.
Which is fair. But they're in a completely different paradigm of how they're living and what they're doing. So if you can't do it the way that these schools want to do it, and it should be done, that's what led us down this road. Because we can't afford, you can't pay athletes. You don't have to. You're not playing the same sport that we are. I mean, yeah, it's the same rules, but it's not operated the same way. And so, like, there have to be different structures based upon the financial situation for different people. And that's why it's like Elon Musk is worrying about buying really nothing. But you have people that are millionaires that are worried about buying their jets and yachts and different things. Well, there's a lot of people that don't have those concerns. So making rules that apply to both groups of those people, that doesn't matter. Some people are worried about making a payment for their house or making a payment for their car.
Mm-hmm.
Some people might be worried about payments on their mansion. Other people are worried about buying jet fuel and different things. Like, there's different tiers, and that's okay. And everybody's got their own unique problems. So setting up rules that are going to govern all of those is virtually impossible.
I remember being, when I used to work in another industry, like as a marketing guy, and having an owner complain to his salespeople that our sales are so low that I can't afford to fuel my yacht.
Yeah.
And these guys are like, I'm trying to just feed my family.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Everybody's got their own incentives,
right. So this feels to me, Bob, like when you mentioned the D3 stuff, it's almost like trying to make a rule that applies to both McDonald's and a mom and pop burger stand. You can't do it.
More like McDonald's in Hyde Park.
Okay.
I mean, that's really kind of what it is. You're getting food.
Yeah.
But it's dramatically different levels of food, and it's different service styles and everything else.
A different level of what you need to do to make money.
And it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's all good. Like, I'm not tipping, despite how we have to tip. They have tip options for everything.
25%
everything
off.
now. Yeah.
Right.
I'm not tipping you for just giving me my food at a counter.
I know. I'm with you.
Like, I'm you want to do something, if you want to bring it to me or do whatever, provide service, I'm all for that. And listen, I like to think that I'm a very generous tipper, but I'm not just going to tip somebody for handing me my food here. That's part of it's not an experience. That's just the service.
So I put Bob Carpenter there. I said, Bob, again, drink. I put Bob Carpenter in charge of fixing this. What's the first thing you fix?
So here's the reality. Everybody wants, a salary cap and all these other things. You're going to, even if they pass a law, you do realize, so everybody, I don't know if people realize this, just because Congress passes a law, we have 3 branches of government.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what article that is that breaks it all down.
Is it 7?
Maybe.
I just made that up.
You did. 3 or 5, I thought. Either way, it breaks down the separation of powers. 5 might be federalism. Breaks down the separation of powers. And so Congress can enact a law that can be deemed unconstitutional by the United States Supreme Court, and then that law ceases to exist. So my problem is with this law is they tried to solve every single problem, and in doing so, they've created more. First of all, age restriction, 5 to play 5.
5 and 5, yep.
5 to play 5. Can't be older than 25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a European, you have to be enrolled by 19, like whatever. You either get to play overseas or you don't. You can play in your club team and stuff and make money until you're 17, 18, whatever. But if you got to be 19 years old when you come over here and play.
Okay.
Maybe 20. Maybe you want to have some carve-outs for people in military things, whatever.
Because some countries, have that thing where you've got to spend time.
I'm talking about our country.
I know, but I'm saying other countries.
I don't care about other countries.
Okay.
Why do I care about foreigners?
Maybe you don't.
Why do I care about foreigners getting college scholarships in the United States?
Okay.
Taking scholarship opportunities away from Americans. Right. They don't pay U.S. taxes. I mean, listen, I love everybody and help everybody out, but let's take care of our own people first. All right.
I'm with you.
There's plenty of people here. There's plenty there to keep us busy. Okay.
Keep your game. Yes,
I mean, Herb Brooks, worry about yourself. There's plenty there to keep them
busy. Yeah.
Okay. 5 for 5. Then what I'm going to do is you can only transfer one time, and it's after 2 years. So that's going to then inherently eliminate a lot of this crazy NIL bidding stuff where every year you're not a free agent. And by the way, college athletics is hard, and it's going to be hard. And you're going to go there your first year, and you're probably not going to play as much as you thought. And the coaches, you know what? They're not your best friends anymore. They don't give you hugs and dap you up and tell you how awesome you are in recruiting because they're not trying to get you anymore. They're trying to get you better. And so to improve, if you have nothing to prove, you'll never improve.
When you say one-time transfer, and are you also then, I've asked this before, Bob, I want to make sure, if a coach leaves, does that change is it one time no matter what? Or is it if your head coach leaves?
I'll be willing to build an exemption for coaches leaving and grad transfers. All right?
All right.
So that way, because they're like, coaches can leave anytime. Okay, if your coach leaves, you can leave. That doesn't count as your one-time transfer.
Okay.
So they choose to leave, they get fired, whatever it is. And then they'll be in the calculus of the school. If they want to fire them, then everybody can leave, like it's happening now. So that's in there. If you do those two things, a lot of the issues are going to be taken care of. The other thing I would do is, and this is more football related, and football is the biggest piece of this. And by the way, then they still had carve-outs like, well, these rules that we made for football don't apply to the other student athletes. And I'm like, or basketball and football. I'm like, well, yeah, there you go. Because they make all the money, so they should have different set of rules that are more restrictive than other student athletes, which is bullcrap. Make everybody the same. Everybody the same, because that's what NCAA told us for years. Everybody has to do the same crap. You can't play another sport and bounce around. You have to have the same rules as the people that are paying for your sport, which is what it is. I would fix the football calendar where everybody starts the week before Labor Day, get done. Army-Navy is his own standalone on the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and then you start a 4-week playoff. Boom. But I would say this is how it's going to operate. That handles the calendar situation. That deals a lot with the portal. Portal can't open. The coaches can't be poached. Well, you're not worrying about that if things are moved forward. And if you do those things, a lot of the other stuff ceases to become an issue. And by the way, the ACC and Big 12, you don't get a say because nobody cares about your product. And this is what I would tell that senator. And I forget if it was Cantwell, whoever said it. If people don't care. In America, it's you vote with your dollars and you vote with your time. And if people don't watch and consume your product, there's no monetary reward or benefit coming to you from it. And I may like something, but if other people don't, I may like McDonald's pizzas. But you know what? Not enough people did.
Pizzas were good. God, pizzas were good, Bob.
But not enough people did.
I know.
So they got rid of them. So you know what? It wasn't financially viable anymore. I may love watching this sport. I may love doing that. But you know what? There's a financial viability to it where it might not be able to operate on the same platitude as some of the other sports. I'm a big believer in keeping all the sports and finding a way to do that. And I think that if you operate in this way, you can keep a lot of those because you're going to inherently control some of the market. But don't tell me there's not enough money. And this is the problem, is Michigan State's AD gets poached down to Kentucky and they're paying him like $2 million a year now.
Right.
And you're like, well, there's not enough money for the other sports. You're paying your AD $2 million. Don't tell me there's not enough money for the other sports. You just got to figure out and be creative with it, and you actually have to work at it. And maybe some coaches, like at Ohio State, Nick Myers does a great job raising money for his program. Tom Ryan does a great job raising money for the wrestling program. A lot of these coaches do a great job raising money. The tennis program, they raise a lot of their own money, and they do a great job with it. Like, it can be done. It's work, and yeah, there needs to be a little governance around it, but more rules does not make it better. And this is what's happened with this bill as I'm reading through all the crap that they threw in the Senate committee. I'm like, this is not going to work. Because now there's too many things for people to disagree on. Take the low-hanging fruit, the stuff, the biggest issues, and if you solve those, then let's see how it works. And if we need to take a second bite of the apple and try to work around the edges, then we can do that.
So, Bob, when I look at this now, and part of it, I feel like Ross Bjork's either a genius or an idiot. No,
it's pretty big.
I know it's a big range, but I'm saying, like, Bob, I appreciate what Ross Bjork is doing as far as in the fact that he sat up there with the late Ted Carter and mentioned, like, we're going to keep all the sports. Well, no, it's his position. Okay,
his position's still there.
I know. Okay,
I just got my alumni magazine, and they have
was Ted in there?
No, they just have the new president.
I got you. I would say, Bob. What I'm saying, I appreciate when Ted and Ross stood up there and said, our goal is to keep all these sports. We don't want to cut sports, which is different than other schools. Fair?
Some schools have cut sports.
I understand. It's a bold statement. It's a bold statement. I hope it's a true statement. And I'm sorry. I believe Ross wants to keep every sport. Ohio State's done a good job, pretty good job so far of doing that. But by that I mean they haven't cut any sports.
Yeah, they've done a good job.
It's done a great job.
They haven't. Not pretty good. Like, they've done what they've said,
which is fantastic. Which why the reason I'm on. Like I've said before publicly, I don't care. I'm Team Bjork. But what you just said, and I know, Bob, when you say anything, you are convicted on that. Like, you are very strong in your belief that what you just said would work. Be a smarter, okay? How much does that frustrate?
Well, this is how politics works.
You're one of the top 3 smartest guys in the room right now. I promise you that.
Well,
you're probably second or first.
Valedictorian in summer school.
That's fine. All I'm saying is, Bob, that when you look at it, though, like, how frustrating is it for you as a former college football athlete who's still very much connected to the Ohio State program, who is still very much connected to college athletics? How much does it bother you that your idea, which is, and you're not in Congress, you're not a president of a university, you're not an AD, you're not a coach. How much does it bother you that it's just so damn easy and no one's doing it?
That's how politics works. I'm not going to get upset about it. Some people do. It becomes their religion, and they scream and yell and cry about things. I accept the fact that humans are highly fallible, and they're going to generally work in their own self-interest most of the time. And a lot of politicians have no idea what they're talking about when it comes to some of this. Now, some do, but they've only listened to what lobbyists and other people have told them, and that's where they're basing most of their decisions. So I'm not going to get upset about it. I'm just going to accept that that's what it is. I may not like it, but I understand that's the paradigm and reality we're living in.
But what you said makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, it does, because it's the simplest thing. Do the easy stuff first. Take care of the big. If you take care of the big things in life, generally the little things take care of themselves. That's through processes and understanding where the pinch points are.
Then how do we do it?
How do you do it?
Okay, you just laid out something very, very logical.
Because they're trying to solve all the problems at once.
Okay.
Can't boil the ocean. Okay. Let's just take out a pot and let's start with that.
Okay.
What's keeping them farther from it? The Big Ten, the SEC, or all of the other conferences?
So here's the thing. Everyone else wants it to be completely flat. And I understand why they would want that. The Big Ten and SEC have separated themselves over the last 30 years. And if they would have done this 30 years ago, it would have been fine. But if I'm the Big Ten and the SEC, why am I giving away my advantage? Like, by the way, a lot of schools in the Big Ten have more than 25 sports. The reason they do that is because they bring in so much money and they're able to do it. Why should we share that? And why shouldn't we decide how our own conference is governed? This gets a little bit like what's the European Union. And it's like the United States is a collection of states, but have been banded together for a long time. They try to slap together the European Union, after 300, 400, 500 years of existence and feudal fighting. And people, different countries and different regions, they have different goals, they have different identities, different cultures, different things that they value. No different than how we are in our country. But everything has always been together. Trying to put it together now makes it a lot more difficult when you've allowed everything to grow separately for so long that there are connections, but why are we going to share this now? And so and why should you have the power to make the same decisions when you don't have the same financial stake involved in it? That's the other piece. So I understand what the Big Ten and the SEC and what they're trying to do. There should be some give with what they want and to be able to maybe make a more sustainable model. But the desire to take is so strong. And and there will be people on both sides of the aisle that are going to have issues with each things in this bill. And that's the problem, is there's going to be issues on both sides of it, and that's why it's probably going to get beat up.
All right, coming up next, we will do some quick hitters, Morning Juice.
I'm Meredith Garfalo, meteorologist at 10 TV News This Morning, and I'm an Ohio girl. I love golf, aerospace, and all things Ohio sports. For nearly 20 years, I've studied the patterns that shape our days, from winter wonders on the south side to dangerous storms along the I-71 corridor. When the weather changes, you'll be the first to know, because you need a forecast that moves as fast as you do. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work right alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area, and they're going to help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
When you think of brands that are customer focused, one thing they all have in common is that their values and commitment to quality have been passed from one generation to the next. With 3 generations in the roofing industry, Our family has built a reputation on honesty, transparency, and consistency. Our commitment to the customer will show through all of our team members as they make sure that every customer is completely satisfied. When it comes to your roofing needs, work with a company built around family. Call Newman Roofing today.
Delaware County Veteran Services is a county office that faithfully assists veterans of Delaware County. Although not the Department of Veterans Affairs, we help veterans and their dependents navigate through the process of applying for benefits administered by the VA, and we provide transportation to VA medical facilities. So if you're a military veteran or a spouse of a veteran, schedule your appointment today. A wide range of VA and local benefits may be available to you. Delaware County Veteran Services, conveniently located in the historic courthouse in Delaware.
In a world of one-click shopping and instant delivery, shouldn't your broken AC get the same speedy service? At the Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling, easy breezy cooling solutions hit your doorstep in an instant. It's the best kind of delivery, from first click to final fix. We deliver results in record time, every time. Schedule your visit online. The Waterworks and Header, together to serve you better.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief. Regenerative treatments help repair damaged tissue. No surgery, downtime, or steroids.
Knee pain's something I lived with since the big game, and I'm all over surgeries. That's how I found QC Kinetics. I was able to get in, see the doctors, do the treatment, and get my knee feeling basically brand new. I can work out, run, most importantly, chase my son around the house and the yard, and do my job without any pain.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. Better starts here.
Attack and dominate, YouTubers. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Love the YouTubers, boy, on our chat. They're always lively, always chiming in. We appreciate that. Isaiah, for the last time this week, take the wheel.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
All right, we'll start off with Jeremiah Smith and the Ohio State Buckeyes. Pro Football Focus recently putting out their top 5 best yak receivers heading into 2026. Jeremiah Smith and no other Buckeyes listed on this list. Malachi Toney at the top, which makes sense to me.
Oh, yeah. He's a dancing little sprite.
Cortez Hankton and even Jeremiah Smith in this offseason have repeatedly spoken on them working on that in the offseason and into this next year. So, Bobby, the lack of yak in the past year or two for Ohio State, is that based on Ohio State's scheme or receiver ability / play style?
I believe it was Lil John that said, put some more yak in my mug. Is that the same type of yak we're talking about?
That's what we're talking.
Okay, well, I enjoy that type of yak. I think a little bit of it is scheme, and when you have these big-time prototypical NFL receivers, and they just start pushing the ball down the field, they'd run it, have play action, take shots on the outside. And if you look, Ohio State, when Ryan first got here, they ran a lot of crossers, got the ball out quickly. Some of it is the quarterback that you have, like, hey, if they're better pushing the ball down the field as opposed to getting the ball out quickly on rhythm and getting the guys, like the West Coast offense, the system of it is designed where most of your passes are downfield breaking routes, so it's a catch and run system and get the ball out. And Ryan, there's a lot of elements in here, and they just have kind of gotten away because you have guys that are big plays, but I mean, you can catch it for 40 yards for a touchdown, or you can catch it for 10 and run for 30, and it can be a touchdown too, and it's the same degree of success. And so I think this year that was a goal of Cortez Hankton, was to come in and do that. I think Arthur Miller will incorporate that. And it's not that they're not going to take deep shots still and do this, but you have guys that can be good underneath. Let's go get the ball in their hand and let them be an athlete.
Bob, I will say this now as a common Buckeye fan, not common man, award nominated. Common Buckeye fan. Does the bubble screen, is that what screws Jeremiah Smith out of being higher on this list?
What do you mean? Like how they run it?
They run it, and it seems to work less often than it works. Am I wrong on that?
What do you define as work?
7 yards or more.
I wouldn't say that's if you get the bubble screen is an extension of the run game.
Okay.
So if you get 4 to 5 yards, that's a win.
Okay. So
it's a box count. If they're light out there, we can get it. We can block one. He can run through another tackle. and you should be able to get 4 to 5 yards. If you do that, it's 2nd and 5, and you're ahead of the chains and you're winning. So 7 yards for a play like that, because you should be completing it every time. So it's a different threshold.
So when I look at it, like I'm thinking anytime Jeremiah Smith has a ball in his hands, and I know, Bob, this is not logical. I say that knowing it's not logical. I'm expecting big play. And I don't think 5 yards or 4 yards is a big play. I know it can be in certain situations, yes, and I understand what you're saying. So in your opinion, then, like if you get 4 or 5 yards on a bubble screen, you would say, I'll take that every time.
I guarantee you Ryan would take that every time, too.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, I'm just saying
6 or 7 is great, but if you're going to give me 4 or 5 and we're going to line up at 2nd and 5, we can do that all the way down the field.
I guess I just look at it like, and this is, again, layman's terms.
Because you want big plays. You want
no, I look like if Jeremiah Smith if Jeremiah Smith gets 8 catches in a game.
Here's the thing. There'll be one. If you get 4 or 5 every time, that's great.
Yeah.
Out of you run 6 or 7, 8 of those, one of them will go for 20. He's going to break one.
Like if I get 8 catches out of Jeremiah Smith, though, and 2 of them or 3 of them are bubble screens, and I'm like, well, God, I wish they would utilize. Like if he's going to touch the ball that many times, I wish there would be more options for bigger plays.
Here's the thing. By him doing that, it's opening up other things.
Sure. Okay. Fair enough.
CBS just came out with a list of former 5-stars they've got on their boom or bust in college football heading into this season. 3 of them play the quarterback position. Nico Iamaleava for UCLA. DJ Lagway, now at Baylor. Lenore Sellers of South Carolina. Tito, of these 3 names, which one do you think could turn it around this season and have a good year?
I want to say it's Nico, but I don't feel like that confident in anybody in that group. Like, and that's the part that's hard when you look at this thing. It's like when they talk about the guys who can, the 4 or 5-star guys. Lagway out at Baylor. I know that he did decent when he was at Florida and then goes over there. But I think Nico's probably the one. Ryan Coleman Williams, somebody else who I know is highly touted and all of that. But I think it's Nico, Bob, for me. How about you? I mean, look, having a new coach there, maybe that changes things for him a little bit. I don't know.
Oh, their coach is, what's his name? Bob
James Madison,
from JMU. I'm on Nico then. Because what they were able to do with him when Neuheisel took over last year as the OC, they look pretty good. I don't know that he's ever going to be the greatest quarterback, but if passing from the pocket, but if you can utilize his legs and everything all together and build a cohesive plan, I think that you can have some success. I like Chesney and what he does, and this should be a pretty good situation for him.
Neuheisel, after all the success he had last year, right? It's fair to say, right? He was successful when he took over.
Well, they beat Penn State.
Right. But I'm saying, like, so we would both agree, successful.
Yeah, he's at Northwestern now.
Right. Okay, now he's a quarterbacks coach at Northwestern. Does that surprise you? After what he did last year, does that surprise you? I know it's under Chip Kelly, but does it surprise you that's the role he has, or do you think he would have a bigger role somewhere else?
Coordinator job?
Yeah.
Maybe, and maybe he had opportunities.
Right.
Just because that's the job he has doesn't mean there weren't other more prominent, I guess, positions. But is it a place you want to be where you think you can have success?
But
who are you coaching with? No.
Are you surprised the quarterback's coach at Northwestern versus somewhere else?
No, because that's where Chip Kelly is, and he has a good relationship with Chip, and they're investing in their program. Would you rather be there or be the OC at NC State?
I don't know, Bob. I'm not sure on that one. Yeah, but I'm just saying, I just figured, Bob, based on what he did last year, that he wouldn't be the quarterback's coach somewhere. But you're right.
It's
everything
all
you're
about
saying
who
is true.
you know and your connections and where you want to be and feel comfortable with it. And he probably wanted to be there with Chip, and they're going to let him probably do a lot, and he's still learning. He's still a young coach. And so this isn't the end of the world.
So Chip Kelly goes from Ohio State OC, Natty. Raiders, high-paying job, smart business move for him. Smart financial move. I don't know, business move. Smart financial move for him to go to the Raiders. Very short term, and now he's back at Northwestern, which is
back in college at Northwestern.
Back in college at Northwestern, yeah. Not the most glamorous OC job in the country.
I don't know. Have you seen their facilities?
Well, the facilities, I know they've improved that, and they got this new stadium opening up. that looks beautiful from all the renderings I've seen. Is Chip Kelly do you think Chip Kelly's at Northwestern for more than 3 years as an OC? And what I mean by that is he could go somewhere else as an OC or take another job or be the head coach at Northwestern. Do you think 3 years from now we are talking about Chip Kelly being just the OC at Northwestern?
I don't think so. I mean, he's like 62. I don't know that he's coaching there, and after this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got RJ coming in, Day coming in.
And maybe he stays there with us, and maybe he's told RJ, and I haven't talked to Ryan about this, so this is nothing I haven't talked to Chip about it. Maybe he's happy and excited to live there in Chicago. We've got great facilities, and maybe they go 8-4 this year. And if that's the case, maybe he's content. I don't think he wants to be a head coach, and he's making plenty being an assistant. He got like $18 million from the Raiders to coach there for like 10 games.
Is there offset language in that with the Northwestern thing or not? I always still get the $18 million. I'm saying, is there offset in that? Do you know or not? Yeah.
I don't know. And even if there is, it's like, all right, well,
it's still
you
18,
can pay me $500,000. I'm still getting $6 million a year for the next 2 years, and then we'll reevaluate it.
I just wonder if Chip Kelly. You mentioned that you're only going to be a head coach somewhere. He doesn't want to deal with being a head coach. He just wants to call plays and run an offense. That's what he told me when he was here. The Raiders thing I know did not work out for him as far as like.
I don't know that it didn't work out for the Raiders. Like they had a mess and they kind of dumped it on him. But I don't know that anybody else would have done anything better with what they had.
Oh, I don't think they would have either, Bob. I'm with you. It was a mess. You're right. And you got Pete Carroll there and that very short-lived tenure there with him as well. You mentioned sometimes like these guys that come through and they're OCs, former head coaches, whatever, might want to go on. Like, I don't know how, if you compare this to Matt Patricia at all or not. Like, does Patricia want to be a head coach again?
I think if the right opportunity presented itself.
I know he's a lot younger than Chip.
And he also has kids that are in school. And so there's that element that comes into play with it too, is how happy is your family? Where do they want to be?
And that's why I'm just trying to figure out, like, with Chip Kelly, does he, and you mentioned you don't think he wants to be a head coach somewhere again to deal with the headaches of that. And would he be content being the OC at Northwestern for several years?
Maybe this is his last stop.
Yeah, could be. All right, that's it for Quick Hitters, folks. Well done, as always, on that, Isaiah. Coming up next, NIL may cause other changes in other sports and how they do their drafts. We'll talk about that next. Morning Juice.
I'm Yolanda Harris. I'm a journalist at 10 TV News. I grew up here, and after 25 years of telling this community's stories, this place still means so much to me. When I'm not in the newsroom, I'm usually out supporting the same people and causes I care deeply about. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still. It moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer, to speak up, or lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief.
Hi, I'm Bobby Carpenter.
And I'm Jake Ballard.
And we are both QC Kinetics believers. We are both pain-free in the knees.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation.
We have a desire and passion for great customer service. Every detail is important to us. From your first phone call to the end of the project, Newman is here to help you every step of the way. We're here to educate you so you understand what's happening with your roof. We're in your corner to help you be confident in your decision. After all, when your name is on it, it just means more. We are Newman.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, ooh, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
Since 1969, Germain Toyota of Columbus has been delivering an exceptional experience to Central Ohio drivers. Whether it's versatile SUVs, stylish trucks, or efficient hybrids, Germain Toyota has a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at customer-friendly rates, backed by 2 years of maintenance with Toyota Care and same-day service from our trusted team of technicians. Experience the difference with every drive at Germain Toyota of Columbus.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now. Bobby's knees hurt from doing battle with some of football's toughest warriors. Tito's knees hurt from begging Bobby to let him host this show.
Oh, pick me! Oh, I know, me!
This is Morning Juice.
Bob, if I said to you that Tom Brady was an 18th round draft pick, what would you say?
I'd say he was a 6th round draft pick.
And I would say he's also an 18th round draft pick.
He got drafted to play baseball?
Got drafted to play baseball in 1995 by the Montreal Expos.
There you go.
18th round draft pick. Patrick Mahomes, 37th round draft pick of the Detroit Tigers back in 2014.
Kyler Murray,
another one. He was a first-round pick.
Yes.
Do you know when Mike Piazza was drafted? Hall of Famer Mike Piazza.
Oh, he was way late, like 30th round or something.
62nd round of the Major League Baseball draft.
Sounds like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work there. And it drafted as a favor. Like it was a thing where connections with his family, I think he might have sort of been the godfather, I'm not sure. Anyway, he was a godfather, but I don't know if he's a godfather of Piazza, but nonetheless. So, anyway, I bring that up because that's when the Major League Baseball draft had a lot of rounds, a lot of picks, and guys, they would take chances on guys like that. Piazza being a 62nd round pick, the fact that Brady was an 18th round pick and Piazza was 62nd is amazing to me. So,
you're drafting guys who never had any intention of playing is also
just
amazing.
To do it, yes, just to say I took this guy. So, Major League Baseball now has their 20-round draft is what they do now. They do 20 rounds, and that's it. And there's talk about changing that now.
Well, they cut it back right after COVID. That's when
they did. It went to 20. Yep, they went down to 20 at that point. You're right, after COVID. And now they're talking about cutting it down to 12. In 2011, it was 50. In 2019, it was 40. And like you said, it went down to 20 in 2021.
They've been trying to get rid of it. Like COVID just gave people a reason to do stuff that they wanted to do anyway. And then they could say on this, and it's like, well, you're going to bring that back? No, it works pretty well now.
So one of the other things they're talking about doing, one of the proposals by Major League Baseball are to make it against the rules to draft kids in high school, coming out of high school.
Really?
Yes. And so there's been some great high school players, but the risk you have in that is if you use a high draft pick on a high school player, he could say, nah, you know what? I'm going back to college. I'm going to go to college. And then after that, you can't take them till after their junior year.
Yeah, or 21.
Right. And so part of this deal they are proposing is that they make it against the rules to draft kids coming out of high school. You have to wait until they, like you mentioned, 21 years old to get into the draft to take that. There have been some players drafted out of high school, that in some are not necessarily high picks. They might be mid-round picks that still take it, though, because they want to start their career and get the money going and all of that. But they're also, if you look at it, Bob, in the football terms, it's, there's certain players, I'm sure, a very select few, Bob, that out of high school could have been NFL impact players and had great careers.
Yeah.
But a lot of them, though, if you look at, this guy's a 5-star guy coming out, and we just mentioned the 5-star busts in college football that are still trying to get their footing, but it's such an inexact science to do that. And if this goes through, and the Players Association is fighting it on certain levels, but Bob, if this...
The thing is, the Players Association, I don't think they care about it as much because they're always willing to concede things on draft because everybody in their association is already in.
Yeah, you're absolutely, yep.
Nobody voting on this is people coming in, so how you get there... Once they're there, it doesn't really matter unless someone's taking this altruistic approach of like, this isn't good for the game. It's really more what's good for me.
Right, and you're right, Bob. When you go to the player associations for any sport, and your dad went through this with the strike, I'm sure, where it's like, am I willing to make concessions on things that are going to affect me for 1 year to help people that are being affected 10 years from now? You know what I mean? Like when you do that.
It's not even that. It's, am I willing to make concessions for things that will have no impact on anybody that's currently playing the game?
Sure. And that's the part where I think that's where it gets tricky on this, is that I know that morally there are some players who are like, I want what's best for the game and best for the next generation.
But having 50 rounds, is that what's best for the game? Is that necessary?
I don't think it's necessary, Bob. Do you think, though, taking out high school players is good for the sport if you say you can't draft people out of high school anymore?
Why do you think they're doing that?
Well, I think that the owners do it to protect themselves.
Okay.
I think the owners want to make sure that, because, look, go back and watch Moneyball. Billy Beane was a can't-miss stud out of high school, and he missed. And so, like, guys like that who coming out of high school, they look great playing with aluminum bats against kids that are a lot smaller than them and can't throw as hard, don't have curveballs.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a greater chance if you can all of a sudden – think about in the NFL. If all of a sudden you can start drafting high school players, there's a greater chance of missing on draft picks than there are in hitting.
Of course.
And so I think that the MLB wants to take it out to reduce the risk of getting burned by making Ron Powless your number one pick out of high school.
Of course. And that makes a lot of sense. You know what else it saves money on? Scouting.
Sure. No doubt, yeah. So
you don't have to spend money recruiting or scouting kids all over the high school realm and trying to figure that out. Now you can just go to colleges. By the way, there are probably more guys going to college now than ever before because they can make money in college if they're good.
Right, and that's the NIL part of it. They're saying, like, you know what, you can do that.
There's less guys coming out of high school now. They're going to college because they'd rather have a college experience for 3 years than riding around living in low A, high A, maybe it's a double A, and after your third or fourth year, maybe you get a crack to jump up. Whereas, you know, you can go to college, like you're playing, you're a star. They might be making some schools good money. You're at big state U. I mean, it's a way better situation than riding buses around and living in crap.
Is it better for the sport, but not better for the players if they eliminate the high school thing? In general, just like a big picture thing. As far as, is it better for Major League Baseball to eliminate?
I don't think there's going to be an impact on Major League Baseball. It's impact on, like, the owners and their pocketbooks.
Okay.
But, like, baseball, it takes so long to get there. So when guys get drafted, it's not like it impacts the game if the third overall pick doesn't make it to the bigs and isn't very good.
Did you have something you want to say? I'm sorry, Isaiah.
Yeah, it's interesting because baseball is now moving in such a way where they're pulling what feels like power from their players, where college football is now giving more power to their players.
Yeah.
And as these players that if they don't get drafted in high school, it's going to make the college game way better too. There's not as many players, like Bob said, that they're skipping and going straight to the minors, which in baseball, yet again, it takes forever to get there anyway, to where now they're more incentivized than ever to go play college ball, which should help the college programs and hopefully help them be able to get more developed too throughout college.
David Clyde, Bob, was the first overall pick in the 1973 MLB draft. Coming out of high school. Westchester High School, and I don't know where it was, in Kansas, I think it was, Kansas City. Anyway, number one pick, and he made 18 starts. He pitched his first two professional games. Coming out, like he was in high school, comes out, gets drafted, and goes straight to the majors and made a couple of starts.
Yep.
Ended up not doing well, had arm problems after that, shoulder trouble, all these things, and ended up going 18-33 in his career. Made a lot of money back then, but he was one of the guys who they brought up from just straight from high school and coming to the majors. Did not work out for him. And I think Ted Williams might have been his manager even at the time. But nonetheless, when you look at it, though, and that's the part where I look at it and say it's probably better overall for the high school kids if they can't get drafted.
One of the other things in there that you're glossing on is the fact that they're creating a international player draft, which is what they don't have now. and that'll help flatten the cost, so you're not bidding and going in these bidding wars to bring in foreign players anymore.
Right.
They're going to they're going to be slotted in the draft. Like, they're going to have a full international draft slot, so you don't have to pay these guys hundreds of millions to get here right away.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming in and they're going in just like anyone else, and they'll have to probably go through arbitration, have the same timelines, and so you're helping to control your costs. That's why the owners want to do all this. Like, well, we'll do that. We're going to have an international draft now that'll help supplement this. Like, they don't care about anything else. They're just trying to save money.
Yeah, and you're right, Bob. If you don't have to send out guys to scout high school kids anymore, that changes things big time. As far as
if you're not having to bid, $100 million to get a player from Japan to come over here, like, that helps too.
And in baseball, I don't know if there's another sport that has as many international players as they do.
Basketball probably now.
Basketball's pretty close.
Yeah, but baseball is probably a bigger number though, Bob, just because of the size of the rosters. You know what I mean? Like that's probably why it's bigger. Yeah, in fact, you've got like the minor leagues and all that.
Like a third of the league speaks English.
Right. Yeah. But in baseball, you got these, your 40-man roster, or whatever. And then you've got you got AAA, AA, single A, rookie ball, all those different things you can do. There's a lot more foreign players. Maybe percentage-wise, it's different in basketball, but in sheer numbers, it's got to be baseball on that. But I just look at it, Bob, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm sure all three of us have seen guys that were absolute studs in high school at a certain sport that never even sniffed like being a potential professional player or even like an elite college player. You know what I mean? In any sport.
Yeah.
It's so hard to evaluate those guys. And, we make fun of Berm for, having to go out there and spend time calling, high school kids all the time and things like that. And if you wait till if you all of a sudden at the college level at the professional level in baseball, if you said you've got to, you can't even take anybody till they're 20 or 21, whatever the age might be, then I think that changes a lot of, you're right, Bob, how they allocate their fund. Allocate's different. I've allocated several times, but allocate their funds though, Bob, for that. And that's why I think it's better for the overall health of the sport if you're not drafting high schoolers.
Are you pro them cutting down the rounds half again?
Yeah, Bob, and that's why, Bob, I've said this all along.
Well, they cut back a lot of teams. They've cut back a lot in the minor leagues because the owners have to be the ones that pay for them.
And this might, overall, Bob, it is taking away potential earnings.
Opportunities.
Okay, opportunities. Better word, Bob. Well done. That's why you're an award winner. Better opportunities. It's taking away opportunities for high school kids. And I've often contended that sports for fans, from a fan's perspective, have been better when players have less power. I know, Bob, you're a player. I get why that would bother you. I'm not saying it's logical.
Why is that?
When baseball was at its most popular stage. Okay, what years was baseball, you think, really America's pastime?
I don't know.
America's game.
70s and 80s?
Go beyond that. Say
1920s. Okay, so you do realize that all sports had about the same player power during that time?
They did. Absolutely. Who was the first one to go total free agent chaos?
Well, baseball had they were the first to open everything up. When did they do that?
They did that, and it was the mid-'70s.
Okay. They were still the most popular sport for another 15 years.
I don't think, Bob. I think when the 80s hits, when football took over.
The numbers would tell you different, but sure.
Okay. What I'm saying is, though, baseball then, because it used to be, Bob, when baseball players had no power, no free agency, you knew a small market Cincinnati Reds team had the big red machine. No one's going anywhere.
Yeah.
They had to be there because you would come in as a player and say, I want to raise, and the owner would say, you know what? No. And guess what? You were still with the Reds. You weren't going somewhere else.
They could do the same thing in football.
Absolutely.
That's how you had the San Diego Chargers.
No doubt about it, Bob.
The team that they had built.
Okay.
The Buffalo Bills in the early 90s.
Absolutely, Bob. I'm telling you, though, baseball, though, lost its grip when everyone started changing teams. When owners like Charlie Finley said, I can't do this anymore, and tried selling potential free agents. He sold Vita Blue to the Reds for $2 million.
Okay.
And Bowie Kuhn stepped in and said, nope, not in the best interest of baseball. The Reds would have had the Big Red Machine with Vita Blue and Tom Seaver both on their roster. But Bowie Kuhn stepped in and said, not best for the game. But once free agency hit, though, and Pete Rose left the Reds to go to the Phillies in 1979, and all of a sudden you had guys that were moving around.
I don't know if that's what you're saying. There's no empirical evidence to back that up. The reason why baseball has struggled is the fact, and it moved to football, is America's appetite for what they were watching changed because of how the game was played. It had nothing to do with player movement.
Oh, I think it did, Bob, with baseball.
Okay, so then football free agency started in 1992. So under that same timeline, you would have told me that 15 years later, which would have been about 2010, that football would no longer be the most popular sport.
Nope.
Even though over the last 15 years, it's continued to grow.
Nope, that's not what I'm saying, Bob.
It is what you're saying.
No, Bob, there's a big difference between football and baseball right now. A huge difference between football and baseball right now about player power. Is every football contract guaranteed?
It's not.
Is every baseball contract guaranteed?
It is.
Okay. Does football have a salary cap?
Yes.
Does baseball?
No.
That's the difference, Bob, is that there's less power for players in baseball.
You talked about player movement. Now you're
I said that's when it started. No, that's when it started, I said, Bob. It started right there.
You're changing the argument now. You're changing the argument. You said player movement is what changed things.
No,
about people, their inability to afford stuff and do different things. The player power and such, like that became the secondary argument. You said is when people started changing teams is when people didn't like it as much.
No, Bob. The first thing I said was when the players had less power, the sports were more popular. Is what I said.
Okay.
That's the initial argument I had. When the owners had more power, it was better for the fans. Better overall for the fans when players had less power. That was my initial argument.
Why is that?
Because they were forced more often to stay in the places they were.
So that implies that there's a free agent element to it, which all sports have now, Jeff.
They all do. They absolutely do.
So that has nothing to do with salary caps. You do realize that, correct?
It has. Well, Bob, you have less power as a player.
Why?
Because if I come to you, Bob, and I tell you as the owner, I want to make $300 million, and you say, I can't do that because of the salary cap. Yeah, and another team says, I can do it because I don't have a salary cap. That's the difference.
You say, I want to make this.
Right.
Like, we can't pay you. Well, then you go to another team.
But if that's what I'm saying, Bob, if there's no salary cap. No, if there's no salary cap, you've got more options.
There's teams that always have free money, Jeff. That's why they move. That's why they move around. And there's player mobility.
Is there less player mobility with a salary cap?
No.
You don't think that a salary cap limits player mobility?
No. It actually enhances it because you can't afford to pay somebody, so you have to let them go sometimes. That's why it creates more parity.
Why is Major League Baseball trying to get a salary cap right now?
Because it creates more parity, so the game would be more interesting and better. But it would force teams like the Reds and the Marlins to spend more than $60 million or $80 million or $100 million, and it would cap teams at the top, but more total dollars would be spent.
But I'm looking at it, though, Bob, like you're telling me, though, and this is the part where it's like if you tell me I can only spend this much on my roster.
Yeah.
This is all I can spend. X on my roster. That's all I've got.
You said it 3 times.
And you come to me and say, I want to make this much money. And I say, sorry, I can't pay you that much because of my salary cap.
And then they say, okay, I'm going to go to this team who can.
I'm going to go.
Realize how that works.
Yeah, Bob, but does it limit, does it limit how many teams they can go to?
Well, how many teams in baseball do you think can do that, Jeff?
Anybody can.
How many teams do?
I'm not saying they don't, Bob. I'm saying anybody can, though. Right now, anybody can pay you any salary.
You yelling doesn't make it more accurate.
Anybody in baseball can pay you any salary.
They can. Then why don't they?
Well, some don't want to. But I'm saying, Bob, in football, though, there are some teams you can't.
So here's the difference in football, Jeff.
Yeah?
You have to spend money.
Sure, you have to spend money.
No. You actually have to spend money to be at 90% of the cap.
Absolutely.
So that's why I can't pay you. I'm going to go to the other team because they have to spend those dollars.
There are 30 teams in Major League Baseball.
There's 32 in football.
Okay.
There's more money spent in football than baseball.
I'm not saying there's not, Bob.
Okay.
But you have less options in football.
That's not true. You're making that up. That's not accurate, Jeff.
Okay, Bob.
That's not accurate.
If the Bengals are up against the cap, the Bengals know right now I cannot spend $8 million on a player. Yeah. I cannot do it. It puts me over the cap. It puts me in violation of league rules. That means that's one team off my list that cannot pay me.
Okay.
If the Browns cannot pay me $8 million, that's another team off my list. If the Bears can't pay me, that's another team off my list.
Okay.
In baseball, that doesn't exist.
It does. Because they just choose not to do it. No. In football, you have to do it.
You still can. In baseball, you can.
Okay, so it doesn't matter, Jeff. You could go out and run a marathon right now. Why don't you? Because you don't want to.
But I could.
But you never will.
I might.
You're not. And so that's the same point. I can't, like.
No, Bob.
There's a reason when Cincinnati lets guys walk because they couldn't pay for people. Guys have to go other places. The Steelers didn't want to pay George Pickens. The Cowboys don't want to pay George Pickens. Eventually, they're going to franchise him, or next year he'll go somewhere else.
Right.
Because they can't afford to pay him. But somebody can.
But not everybody can.
In baseball, everybody can't either because they choose not to. Whether it's a fixed number or it's a fictional number, they choose. There's a reason why they don't.
But it's not a rule. It's a rule in football.
That you have to spend so much.
That you also can't spend everything.
So that's why there's more total dollars in the market.
I understand.
Gosh dog it, Jeff. I don't know what else to tell you this. I don't know where to go with this argument.
The Dodgers spend more than anybody.
True.
Okay. Could the Reds, if they wanted to?
Sure.
Could
I go buy a $100 million plane? I guess. Can I afford it? No.
But the option's there for you.
But then why don't I do it?
I understand you don't want to, Bob, but there's no rule saying you can't do it.
So whether it's a hard rule or it's just how people choose to operate, it doesn't matter.
But that's all I'm saying is, Bob, is I think that the fact that it's a hard rule is what changes things.
It doesn't. Jeff, there's more money spent in football. And when you can't go somewhere because you can't pay me at this place, then they go somewhere else. That's how it works. You can't pay everybody. But other people can because their players aren't as good. And so they have to spend so much money to be a certain percentage of the salary cap, which is 90%.
I'm Bob, and I love the fact they have to do that. I do. I love the fact they have to spend that money and that they have to spend. I'm all in favor of floors on those kinds of things. As a Reds fan, absolutely I'm in favor of floors on those types of things.
So Trey Hendrickson, why didn't he stay at Cincinnati?
The Bengals wouldn't pay him.
Wouldn't or couldn't?
I don't, Bob. I don't know the Browns' financial situation.
Well, no, it's not. They couldn't. They were up against the salary cap.
Okay,
you can't pay everybody.
Okay,
everything.
So the Bengals were not an option for Hendrickson.
Right.
So he has 31 other options.
Yeah, and you know who did pay him? The Ravens.
Could every team have afforded him?
No, because there's a salary cap. But there were a number of teams that could afford to pay him, and one of those teams did. So it doesn't matter. You don't need 31 other teams to be. You just need one.
Or one against you, yes. You and plus one.
That's
yes.
it.
I'm with you on that.
That's
Bob.
all you need.
I totally understand that, Bob. I get that concept of it. All I'm saying is that there's not a rule in baseball about that.
That's fine. There doesn't need to be a rule because half of the teams don't try to win and they don't try to spend money on it. If there was a rule where they had to spend money, there would be more money spent on players.
Which is a bigger fundamental issue. Yes, I get you on that. Yes.
That's what I've been trying to tell you this whole time.
I understand that part.
Just because people can spend it in baseball, it doesn't mean that they do.
In theory, though, Bob, I don't know. We're going to get a break.
You know what the difference is between theory and reality?
One's theory, one's reality.
All right. I'm going to try to figure out how to tell this. I'm going to try to figure out how to tell this in a responsible.
Right. Bob.
I'm going to tell this. There's a young boy had to write a paper on the difference between theory and reality.
Okay.
Goes and asks his dad. He goes, all right.
Go
ask your mom. If she would have an indecent proposal for $1 million. Comes back down, says yes. Go ask your sister the same question. Would she do it? She says yes. He goes, you know what the difference is? We're sitting on a cool $2 million in theory. In reality, living with a couple of loose women. So that's the difference, Jeff.
Okay.
I had a coach tell me that one time. And you want to talk about theories all day? Theories are theories for a reason. I live in the real world.
Okay.
Jeff, you're not right in this situation.
I'm not trying to be right.
Then what are you trying to prove?
I'm trying. No, Bob. I'm not saying banging the table. I think you and I are both saying similar things.
I'm not, and we're not at all.
Okay.
You're saying that they're not paying because they can't or won't. It doesn't matter the reason.
All 32 teams in baseball can spend whatever the hell they want.
Jeff, you've said that 14 times.
Okay, they can.
They can't. Because they can't afford it. And they're not forced to do it. So they can't. You can tell me they can't, and in theory they can, but they can't. In the NFL, you could actually spend over the salary cap.
You can.
It's just incredibly punitive. So why don't people do it?
It doesn't make financial sense.
Okay, so why don't those other teams spend more then, Jeff?
Well, the other teams, in football?
In baseball.
In baseball?
Why don't they spend more?
Because it does not for them. It's not fiscally responsible.
It doesn't make financial sense. That's the answer.
But every owner could.
Okay, I'm done with that. I'm done with the argument. I've proved it 18 times. I've used your logic 4 different ways. I don't know how else to tell you this.
All right, coming up next. Bob will punch me during the break.
I'm not going to punch you. I'm just sad. It's a general feeling of sadness.
Yes,
it's like one of my teachers told me, you argue with pigs, you get in the mud. And so there we are. I'm all dirty now.
Feels like you called me a pig there, Bob. ESPN thinks us know the best 5 Big Ten college football games this upcoming season, and we'll tell you who's got us juiced if we haven't already. Morning Juiced.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work right alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area, and they're going to help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I'm Brianna Albizu, traffic anchor for 10 TV News this morning. Columbus is quickly becoming my home, and this community has welcomed me with open arms. My mission is simple, to help you get to where you're going quickly and safely. Whether it's helping you beat the slowdown on 270 or giving you detours around major construction, we've got you covered. Because when your morning's on the move, so are we. Make the move to 10 TV News this morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
When you think of brands that are customer-focused, one thing they all have in common is that their values and commitment to quality have been passed from one generation to the next. With 3 generations in the roofing industry, our family has built a reputation on honesty, transparency, and consistency. Our commitment to the customer will show through all of our team members as they make sure that every customer is completely satisfied. When it comes to your roofing needs, work with a company built around family. Call Newman Roofing today.
Since 1969, Germain Toyota of Columbus has been delivering an exceptional experience to Central Ohio drivers. Whether it's versatile SUVs, stylish trucks, or efficient hybrids, Germain Toyota has a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at customer-friendly rates, backed by 2 years of maintenance with Toyota Care and same-day service from our trusted team of technicians. Experience the difference with every drive at Germain Toyota of Columbus.
Delaware County Veteran Services is a county office that faithfully assists veterans of Delaware County. Although not the Department of Veterans Affairs, we help veterans and their dependents navigate through the process of applying for benefits administered by the VA, and we provide transportation to VA medical facilities. So if you're a military veteran or a spouse of a veteran, schedule your appointment today. A wide range of VA and local benefits may be available to you. Delaware County Veteran Services, conveniently located in the historic courthouse in Delaware.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief. Regenerative treatments help repair damaged tissue. No surgery, downtime, or steroids.
So after I got done playing football, I still like to work out, go do all of the activities that I love so much. And unfortunately, I started having a little bit of pain in my knee. That's when I went and saw my friends at QC Kinetics. We were able to go in there, get the consultation, get treated, and now my knees, well, they're as good as new.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. Better starts here.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Bobby, Tito, Isaiah. AJ Hawk coming on next segment, by the way. Hope he's listening. Bob, the ESPN went out and put their what they believe based on their rankings. They do that whole FPP, whatever. It's the way they rank the teams
OPP?
and whatnot.
Yeah.
OPP. Look, you know me. Not like Al Cowling's, not that kind of me, but the other kind of me. Anyway, based on their rankings, they have the best games of 2026.
Excited about this.
I want to know if you can guess for me, based on these rankings, with the highest combined SP plus ratings for both teams, with the projected scoring margin under 8 points. That's what this is their criteria. The 5 best conference games that feature the highest combined SP plus ratings and a projected scoring margin under 8 points in the Big Ten. Do you want to guess a couple of games that are on that list? Top 5.
How many Ohio State games are in there?
I am seeing 2, Bob.
I'm going to say Texas.
No, it's just Big Ten conference games.
Oh, conference. Sorry.
Yep, conference games.
Indiana,
Ohio State's one of them. Oregon's the other one. Now there's 3 other games.
In the Big Ten?
In the Big Ten that do not involve Ohio State.
Let's say Indiana does not play Oregon this year. Gosh, this is tough.
Okay, one of them, let me see here. 2 of them involve new head coaches at schools.
So both sides have a new head coach?
Nope, just one side.
So Penn State.
Uh-huh.
And they don't play Michigan.
They play a school that hangs banners this time of year.
Isaiah's,
USC?
It's USC. USC and Penn State. Okay, so now you got 3 of them.
Okay, they seem like that would be a tight game.
The other 2 involve the same team.
Is Michigan involved in this?
Michigan's involved in one of them.
Michigan and Iowa?
Michigan, Indiana, October 24th.
Okay. Michigan, Indiana.
November 21st is another one here. Here's their thought on this. This team, the opposition, the home team, I guess say, is a bit of a mystery this season. But amid all the customarily huge late season Big Ten games, this one could be sneaky big on November 21st.
They play. It's UCLA.
It's not UCLA.
Washington.
Ooh. Hosting Indiana November 21st.
Yeah.
So their 5 games they've got.
Part of it's because it's at Washington.
USC at Penn State, Ohio State at Indiana, Indiana at Michigan, Oregon at Ohio State. Only 2 Big Ten teams, by the way, have winning records against Ohio State in this decade. Oregon, who's the other one, Bob?
USC?
Michigan.
Oh.
Winning records against Ohio State.
Oh, this decade.
Yeah. And then Indiana at Washington. On Indiana at Michigan, they say Kurt Cignetti's champs survived midseason trips to Iowa and Penn State last season. Will face another tricky one here against Kyle Whittingham and his potentially chest-puffing, chip-on-their-shoulder Wolverines. That's Indiana at Michigan, October 24th. The October 10th is USC at Penn State. Maybe the first huge conference game of the season is an elimination game of sports. Penn State could announce itself as a dark horse with a win here. And USC, coming off home games against Oregon and Washington, will either be trying to stay in the title race or simply stay afloat. So those are your 5 best games of 2026. And I still, Bob, every time we do lists like this, and it is June, so we will do lists like this throughout the months of June and July, it always surprises me that we don't see Ohio State, Michigan on this list.
Well, I mean, Michigan's not expected to be very good.
They're not.
Well, not very good, but probably to the degree of Ohio State. But they've got a new coach. Is that good? Is that bad?
Right, I know.
We'll have to see how that all plays out. That's the thing.
All right, Isaiah, let's tell people what's got us juiced.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, Bob, it's Friday.
Oh,
work.
What's got me juiced? So last year, for either my Christmas or my birthday, my wife got me these rapid reboots. They're like the big compression boots you put on your legs. They're like sleeves that fill up with air. You watch a lot of guys. You see guys like in, NFL films and stuff. They're wearing them, hanging out. They're for recovery. Normatec's another company that makes them. She got the rapid reboots for me. I think they're better. Schleg's helped her hook her up and get me those. And since then, like, my wife uses them. They're really designed for like 5'10" to 6'3". My kids use them a lot, and they're kind of getting into that window.
How far up do they go?
All the way to your quads. They
Okay.
go feet to quad.
Right.
And like people will use them for circulation issues and a lot of different stuff, but they're for sports recovery is primarily what a lot of people get them for, and they're really nice. And so I've used them probably 10 times. I mean, they've probably been used a couple hundred, So last night, my daughter, she's going to a different tournament out in the East Coast. She was using them. She's pretty sore. And then she was planning on taking them. My son thought he was going to be taking them with us. And so they're not cheap to get. And so I spent like an hour calling around my friends of people I thought would have them and that might be willing to let me borrow them for a full week, not just like a day or two, because we're going to be gone. Thankfully, my man Nate Ebner came through. I had to drive up to his house about 25 minutes. We went to our friend Moretti's with our friend for dinner for her birthday, celebrated that. And then at 9 o'clock, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to drive about 8:45, drive up there about 25 minutes to his house in Dublin, pick him up, drive back home. And why are you upset? I'm like, because there's no gratitude with any of this. I go, I spent the last hour and a half utilizing my relational equity with people and then using an hour of my life to go do this. I wanted to finish packing. I wanted to watch some World Cup and sit down and relax. And I'm driving in my car and just stewing over this. And I'm trying to be grateful because it's impossible to be grateful and happy at the same time. But I just wish my kids would have, like, people involved would have a little bit of gratitude as well. That's all I was asking. And so that had me fired up last night. I don't know about juiced in a positive or negative way. But I had to try to reset, recalibrate this morning. Gratitude is the key to happiness. Comparison is the thief of joy. So just enjoy it. I've got him in my car. We're going to be good to go. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm juiced about this drive today with my son. Hopefully we'll have some good conversation along the way, listen to some good podcasts together, have a great talk, and then get there in time to be able to watch Team USA take down the Australians. That is the ultimate goal. And I also set up probably a trip through Annapolis with one of my friends who coaches over at Navy. And then my wife's like, well, I thought the kids were going to go sailing on this day out there. I'm like, well, I gave him 3 days. This is the day he chose. So if you don't want to do it, that's fine. But I'm using my relationships that I've fostered with people to try to help other people out. I'm going to try to stay positive and try to stay grateful on this day because it's Friday. I'll be gone all next week. I'll be doing the show remotely most days. I think we're trying to figure out scheduling still. So you'll still get to talk to me, Tito.
I can't wait,
Bob.
Bob.
But you won't be able to touch me. So that'll be good. That'll be good.
I almost touched you there.
Emmett Smith won't be upset. That's got me juiced. What's Schleg's got to say, Isaiah?
They weren't playing to not lose the game. Remember we talked about that? When Lou Holtz's MO for the game for Notre Dame was don't lose the game. Terrible take. I don't care if he's 88 sitting up there looking terrible. Anyways, I got sidetracked because I was thinking about Lou Holtz.
Terrible take.
Now he's sitting way up there looking.
Way up. Well, we think.
Oh, listen, if Lou Holtz isn't in heaven, I've lost all faith.
Lou Holtz or Pete Rose? You think they're both in heaven?
I don't know. Maybe they're playing a game of poker up there.
Could be. I'd bet on Pete.
Listen.
All right, for me, I'm juiced up. Yesterday, my fiance Eden, she went dress shopping. So I was juiced up about because the rest of the day she was super pumped and in a great mood. So that made for a great day for me. And then we did end up making those steaks last night, Tito. So it was
there we go.
Oh, it was a great night of dinner. And then this weekend, I'm going to head out to the casino, watch the Team USA game here in a couple of hours. It'll be fun with Scotty Vegas and Dave
we got
Biddle.
a watch party out there, don't they?
We got a watch party, so we're going to go do that for On the Money. And then Sunday's Father's Day, so I'll probably hang out with my dad, do some fun stuff there, and he'll probably grill out, so it'll be a lot of fun.
You got to be 21 to get into the casino at all. Is that true?
I believe so, yeah.
So I couldn't take Artie up there for the watch party.
No, they ID'd me when I walked in. So
but can I just say, look, you have
to be 21, Jeff. That's the rule.
I just can't say I know Bobby. I'm not going to have him betting at the table. Me. I'm not going to betting at the table, just hanging out in the atmosphere.
It's like the worst place you could bring your child.
The dinner. We're going to go have dinner there. They've got the dinner there, right?
Not in a strip. Did you say that in a strip club?
Well, he's not going to look.
Create good memories.
In Vegas, the kids literally can't step off the walkway. Like, they have to stay on the walkway the whole time.
At one point, Bob, you and I had a discussion about me getting a perm.
Yeah.
And I was going to donate. I was going to raise money for charity, not my own money. Come on now, let's not be foolish. That if I would get a perm, somebody offered $500 to a charity of my choice if I would get a perm. And as we're having this discussion, and I don't want to revisit it.
I'll offer $500 if you run that marathon.
That's what I was going to ask you about now. I was going to ask you.
I'll donate $500 for that.
If I went out and said I will run a marathon within the next 12 months, 18, 24 months, in the next 2 years.
I mean, come on. There's a chance.
How long
I
does
might
it take for me to?
By then.
You'll be alive, Bob. You're an award winner.
It should take you
12 months,
dude.
To get ready for a marathon?
Okay, look at me. I'm 55.
I'm talking about completing it.
Okay, I complete a marathon.
I don't care.
Okay, should we do that, Bob?
Would you $500?
Okay, would you spearhead that? Spearhead's the wrong word because I'm not but I'm saying, would you endorse that then? If we tell our listeners and we get the fan behind it, and we say we're going to raise money if Tito runs a marathon. It's not like the Scott's Tots thing. It's a real thing.
Sounds like what we're doing this week over at.
I got an idea for that. By the way. Here's my thought on this. I'm going to bring this up to him.
T-Bone 5K.
Okay, we talked about bagels with Bob. Right, we talked about what was the other thing we had? It was crepes with carp was another idea I had. As far as we do the breakfast do out here. This is what I'm proposed to the fan and to Jen and whatever Scotty Vegas, that I saw Tyvis get burned so much. How about they do something toast with Tyvis?
There you go.
We'll do that right there. Because I told Tyvis that for the longest time until I met him in person, I thought he was white with how many times I heard him getting burned on the fan with coverage out there. No big deal. Anyway, what's got me juiced, Bob? Wife's out of town in Utah, doesn't have me juiced. The fact that I've got kids today, I've got a day off, but do I have a day off? No, because I've got kids today. I can't go to the casino now, apparently, according to you guys. I can't take them out there for the watch party, so I got to find someplace else to watch the game with Artie if we decide to go.
Roam the parking lot.
I'm just saying, Bob.
You sit in the car.
Up and down Broad Street. There's a lot for
it's
kids
a good
to
area,
do.
Bob.
There's a lot for kids to do.
They have a steakhouse there. If I just walk in there and say, "Look, we're just coming for dinner," they're going to stop me.
I'm telling you, you cannot. When I say
in the restaurant, though, Bob, said the restaurant.
So the restaurant's.
It's attached to it. I get it.
It's behind the little entryway.
Okay.
I've only been to the casino a handful of times. They've carded me every time.
All right.
I've never seen a kid there.
Can I get my kid a fake ID?
I'm sure you could.
What you talking about, Willis? I could say he's got Gary Coleman disease.
There you go.
Not disease, right? Is it disease? What Gary Coleman had?
Maybe a condition.
A condition. Okay. I want to make sure I get that right. I don't want to go there and say Gary Coleman disease, but Gary Coleman condition. I could just say that then, I guess. My son's got a bigger curse word vocabulary than I do. Coming up next, folks, AJ Hawk, Morning Juice.
At QC Kinetics Columbus, patients find lasting joint pain relief. Regenerative treatments help repair damaged tissue. No surgery, downtime, or steroids.
Knee pain's something I lived with since the big game, and I'm all over surgeries. That's how I found QC Kinetics. I was able to get in, see the doctors, do the treatment, and get my knee feeling basically brand new. I can work out, run, most importantly, chase my son around the house and the yard, and do my job without any pain.
Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. Better starts here.
I'm Tracy Townsend, anchor at 10 TV News This Morning. This community is my home, and it means everything to me. I care deeply about the stories we bring you each day, especially the ones that truly impact your life, from women's health and advocacy to the decisions happening at the State House. My goal is simple: help you feel informed and connected, because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
Since 1969, Germain Toyota of Columbus has been delivering an exceptional experience to Central Ohio drivers. Whether it's versatile SUVs, stylish trucks, or efficient hybrids, Germain Toyota has a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at customer-friendly rates, backed by 2 years of maintenance with Toyota Care and same-day service from our trusted team of technicians. Experience the difference with every drive at Germain Toyota of Columbus.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work right alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area, and they're going to help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We have a desire and passion for great customer service. Every detail is important to us. From your first phone call to the end of the project, Newman is here to help you every step of the way. We're here to educate you so you understand what's happening with your roof. We're in your corner to help you be confident in your decision. After all, when your name is on it, it just means more. We are Newman.
Bobby is known as the General. Tito shops at Dollar General. This is Morning Juice. A man with many career achievements. Leading tackler in Centerville football history. Leading tackler in Green Bay Packers history. Still afraid of Larry Knopfsinger. And the crowning achievement, the third member of the Island Boys, A.J. Hawk.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and the opportunity to work alongside them as partners, whether you're a small business or a large operation? Riverside Bank of Dublin, they've got the right tools for you. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand our business climate. They're going to help you reach your goals. So whether it's an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep it running smoothly, or equipment financing to get you up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender. And now we go up to Dublin, I think, to talk to our guy, Mr. Aaron James Hawk. How we doing, sir? Oh.
Not there yet?
Parts unknown.
All right, we'll get him.
Just try again in a little bit.
Just keep it open. We'll see. He'll hop out here at some point.
Does he have the number?
He called last week.
Did you give him the number?
I didn't give it to him again. He had it. I thought he already had it from last week.
Why? Let me tell you this.
Yes.
Make it easy on people.
Okay. I don't know if I have the number, Bob.
Okay. Well, does anyone here have the number?
Let me get the number real quick.
Okay.
No, I figured he had the same numbers last week. Week before. It's a 2 weeks in a row. Right? We've had him, right? Is that right? Is it 2 weeks on that number?
But listen, let me tell you this. He's not getting compensated in any way to do this, other than the fact that he's my friend. So you make it easy on people.
I'm texting him right now.
Call
the number. I got you. But he gets compensated, Bob. He gets talked to us.
Yeah.
Advantage him, I think, in this one.
Advantage him.
That's what I think. Advantage AJ on this one.
By the way, what also has me juiced today is I want to give a big shout out to Ryan Rosinski, safety at Ohio State. He is going to be down at the Rickenbacker Air Show today, and he will be riding an F-16 with the Thunderbirds. So I got to ride with the Blue Angels last year. He's doing the Thunderbirds ride this year. So he was asking me and talking to me about it. I told him all the stuff that AJ had told me.
Right.
AJ is one of the few guys I know who has flown on both of them. I think he's the only guy I've ever heard of doing it. So he got to fly in both, and now Ryan's getting a chance. I wish I was going to be here. I told him, no food, only water, and whatever they tell you, don't eat. They're going to try to convince you. AJ told me, they're going to try to give you a little food. He's like, just say no. I said no the whole time because I didn't want to throw up anything of substance. Aaron James, how we doing, sir?
Oh, I'm doing great, Bob. I just caught the tail end of that. Yeah, I've tried it both ways, eating and not eating before going up with the Thunderbirds and the Blue Angels. I puked massive amounts both times.
So Ryan Rosinski's Jerry's son is going to be doing the flight today with the Thunderbirds. I gave him all the sage advice you gave me and was trying to let him know. I go, buddy, I mean, AJ, where would you put that on the hardest things you've ever done in your life?
Oh, it's up there, one of the hardest things and also the coolest things ever,
Yes.
especially when they close the canopy. It's pretty claustrophobic in there and all, you get strapped in, and then they close the canopy, and that's when it hit me, and we start rolling down the runway. I'm like, whew, here we go. I knew, I was feeling it before we got airborne. I was like, okay, I'm not feeling amazing, but this is really, really cool. And then all of a sudden, you're up there, and I can't even figure out which way is up, which way is down, and I was just trying to enjoy the ride and try to survive. And yeah, one of those things. I'm really glad I did it, but it was rough.
I told Ryan, I go, prepare for like the most physically challenging thing you've ever done, and if you do that, you won't be disappointed. Like you said, AJ, it is super cool, and because people are like, how long is it? I go, it's like 45 to 50 minutes. And after about 15, I was good. I just wasn't going to tell him to take me back down because, like, I'm never going to probably do that again. I mean, you got to do it twice, but it is like a physically exhausting. Like, were you physically fatigued when you got out?
Oh my gosh, I was white as a ghost, completely sweated through everything. And when I did it in Wisconsin, there was local media waiting for me as soon as I got out of the plane to do local media to promote like the air show coming. And I have never seen a clip of anything I said to those people, but oh my goodness, I had bags of puke tied off into my cargo pockets from the flight suit as I was doing the interview.
I could tell it's already the weekend for Bob because he did not say anything about your comment. The way you started this, you said, I've tried it both ways, because Bob should have made a joke there. He did not, but I'm going to let that one slide. Now, Bob, you missed
listen,
it.
Jeff,
listen,
I've known AJ long enough that doesn't even shock me anymore.
I'm just saying, when AJ says I've tried it both ways, there's a joke to be made there somewhere. AJ, you talked about being one of the most physically difficult things you've had to do. And we've had a conversation here today on the show about me running a marathon, finishing a marathon. Bob has offered to donate $500 to a charity if I complete a marathon within 1 year. I don't mean I have a year to complete the marathon, like I can start it now and 26.2 miles later, it's a year later. I'm saying sometime in the next year, I do a marathon in some way, shape, or form. Would the A.J. Hawk Foundation, the A.J. Hawk Estate, the A.J. Hawk Manor have any kind of interest in donating to a charity if I complete a marathon within the next year?
Yeah, of course. I think I would. I mean, a marathon is no joke. I watched my dad run a few of those when I was a youngster. I watched him carbo load spaghetti the night before, and then I don't know what his time ever was, but he ran 4 or 5 of them. I remember as a kid. But yeah, I would donate. I mean, $500. I think we could bump it up a little bit. That's a year's worth of grinding work for you to try to figure it out. And then think about running a marathon to me is just that's overwhelming. I don't even know how you even begin to start training for that. But yeah, why not? Why not get out there and get moving?
Thank you.
I'm with
sorry.
you.
I
Listen,
got it wrong on Chopper. I'm sorry.
The fact
Bob.
that you had Pistol out there doing that, that's by the way, I'm going to throw this out here. I do Today in History, AJ, at the beginning of every show. And your guy, Pete Maravich, his birthday is on Monday, the day after Father's Day. So do you think Pistol, in honor of his namesake, will get out there and show you some of those drills again?
Oh, I sure hope so. That would be nice. Pistol Pete Maravich, I try to keep the name alive. That's why I was wearing gray floppy socks when I was in the 6th grade playing basketball to honor Pistol Pete, trying to throw some, like between the leg passes to my teammates. But yeah, hopefully my dad will hear this, and he's out in the garage right now grinding away, working on his ball handling.
I like it. What's the setup this week? I saw your son Hendrix up there at some of the lacrosse stuff going on. Are you going to be heading out east this weekend? Are you sending Laura? Is Hendrix driving himself out there like Schlegels used to do?
No, I'll be headed out later this afternoon. Then my wife just got back from Florida for a basketball trip with my daughter. She's going to come back on Sunday night and meet, and we're going to flip and flop back and forth.
There we go.
So yeah, that's the time of year it is right now. People sitting out in the crazy humidity watching some fun lacrosse. So yeah, it's actually pretty cool. I enjoy it.
So you be out there all week, like, because he's doing the Project Midwest and everything, correct?
Yeah, I'm coming back Sunday night. I will be back here.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we got multiple kids in multiple locations trying to figure that out.
You mentioned the Maravich thing, and there's a child. I guess he'd probably be second going to 3rd grade, who played a little bit with Artie's travel basketball team, lives close to us, whose last name is Maravich. And I texted his dad when I got to know who it was. I texted Dad say, if your kid's last name is Maravich, you better be a scorer. Making a joke. Had no idea that it was actually related to the Maravich family.
Really?
And somehow, like, it's somehow it's related. It's not like direct. It's not like a son or a grandson, but there's a Maravich relation, because he explained that to me. And so even though I put the undue pressure on the kid to score like Maravich as a 2nd grader, probably not great by me, but nonetheless, both of you, Bobby and AJ, have got children that are competing at a high level, I would say, in athletics in some way or another. And do you catch that sometimes when you're out there watching your kid? Do you ever hear it like just maybe not directed at you, but just kind of in the background about, oh, that's Hawk's kid. Oh, that's Carpenter's kid. He better be good.
I mean, I'm sure there's some of that out there, but that's I would never want like my kids to ever feel like that. And guess what? Like, I think Schleg's even told us a while ago. He's like, hey, guess what? If your kid's team beats my kid's team, that doesn't mean you beat me, buddy. Like, that has nothing to do with that. I remember Schleg saying something like that. I was like, that is very true, Schleg. And if my kid's team beats your kid's team, I don't think I beat you either. Like, I think sometimes that gets overblown and people lose their mind. But no, I try not to worry about that.
What about, if I hear some guy, I wonder if that Hawks kid, he's soft like his old man, you gotta work him.
Yeah, I would have an issue with that. If they try to say if my kids didn't play hard or they were not tough on the field, and they said it was due to me, I would have an issue. We have to have a talk after that one.
Well, AJ, Mike, one time, just so you know, Bobby and my kid went against each other in flag football. Bobby's kid won, and Bobby looks at me and says, crab cakes in football, that's what Lancaster knows. I thought that was over the top, but that's just me.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Lancaster, swimming as well, though. Like, I know Bob and his mom taught all those generations of swimmers over there at Valley View Pool. So, yeah, swimming, you could add that to the list.
Yeah, because she would just put her head on. I tried to breathe. She would just push her foot on my head and keep me going, AJ. The fear of drowning is just you have to let the adrenaline fill your body and really take over there. Sir, we appreciate it. I'm going to shoot you a text to see where you're standing tonight because I'll be out there with Kellen. So hopefully we can maybe meet up and watch some of the soccer game this afternoon or who knows what's going on.
All right, sounds good, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, that was A.J. Hawk joining us there. Bob, we had an Ask A.J., but I'll ask you the question instead. Would you rather fight a fast or a slow zombie?
I mean, the slow zombies always seem to get there, but like those I Am Legend zombies with Will Smith, they had a lot of juice, but I feel like they could burn up a lot of energy pretty quickly. Is it just one or is it like an army?
If you against one zombie, you want to be fast or slow?
I'd probably take the fast zombie.
You would?
Yeah, I think that'd be good. I'm not going to try to outrun him. I'm going to turn and fight him. So I feel like the faster one will be lighter, probably a little easier to overpower maybe.
Yeah.
And cut his head off easier.
Isaiah, has this been a fast or slow week for you?
This has been a fast week. Once I got used to the time change, that was a little bit much.
Well, that's like when you do this like for a week. I used to do it when I was filling for Bieber sometimes. It's like your body gets used to it just in time to not have to do it anymore. And then it kind of screws with you for a while.
There was times where Bodie, when he was filling in for Shark, he would do like the Buckeye show, and then the next day, I'm like, he's like, it was brutal. He's like, I get home, it's like 8:30, I have to go right to bed, wake back up, and then Smitty's like, now you get your whole day, so there is that going for you.
Bob, so you will be here. You will be available. You will be somewhere on Monday.
Monday for sure.
For sure.
Tuesday, I'm still working through some of the logistics of it. I'll let everybody know. Tuesday, Wednesday are up in the air. Monday for certain, though.
All right. Thank you, AJ Hawk, for joining us. Thank you, Isaiah, for a great week. We appreciate that. Bodie's back. Bobby's here. Here at air quotes if you're watching on YouTube chat. Thank you to the YouTubers. Have a great weekend, folks. We're back on Monday. Morning Juice.